If we ask all the drummers just to make a one big circle here with all the all the drummers here in front, that'd be great. Thank you. And I just want to say again, elders, if you're available, there's seating up here for you. Elders, to the right of the podium here, there's seating here for you. We're just gonna do a couple more songs. We're just waiting for some stuff to happen. So yeah, a couple more songs would be awesome. Thank you guys. Hey, thank you, thank you. Just real quick, I'm just asking if anybody over there, if you can't hear what we're saying, the speakers are pointing that out. If you want, make your way this way if you can. But thank you. Those songs are amazing, everybody. Good afternoon. We're asking elders, families with small children, and anyone else requiring a seat to come to the front beside the totem pole. There's seats over here. There's a lot of room. If you're elder, family with young children, make your way this way. In our efforts to create a safe and supportive environment today, we have 7 cultural support workers from South Lelam on level 2 of the Crystal Garden. They'll be offering smudging, cedar, spruce, hemlock brushing, and eagle fan brushings. We also have counselors on the main floor in Crystal Gardens if you're looking for added support. My name is Harlan Kingfisher, and I will be on. I'll have the honor of being your MC today. I would like to invite Bradley Dick Yakwelapton forward for opening protocols and welcome to the territory.
Heights Kasiem Harlan. Heights Kasiem Tiasquecha Nequilia. Heights Kasiem Siea Nishwalakwa. Heights Kasiem Siea Nishjalacha. Heights Kasiem Tiasquecha Nequilia Tzalakwangan Tanuch. So good day, my family, and good day, my extended family. I thank each of you for being here this day. I thank you as my family and as my extended family for being here. Namakwa tiasquecha tzalakwangan tanuch. Nalakwangan na iaima chasa. So just welcome you to our beautiful lands and our sacred waters. I thank my Husainich relatives for their beautiful songs and raise my hands to you for being here with us to walk in what we all share in mutual agreement to end violence in the lives of women and children. I thank my Moosehide family for always graciously acknowledging our Lakwangan Nachtelnuch, our Lakwangan people, our place to smoke herring people, and our protocols and ways of being. And of course, with extended heart and gratitude, I welcome you. In that welcome is an encouragement to think, what is the relationship I have to the lands that I call home? What is my stewardship responsibility to the lands that I call home? A part of that absolutely is how we look after the women and children within our lives. Each year for 13 years now, I've graciously walked with the Moosehide family, and to see some of our local community and our neighboring relatives here, my heart is bursting with gratitude, because we need more of our drummers, more of our singers, because a part of looking after our generations to come is ensuring that the songs are passed on from generation to generation. And that ability to affirm who we are as Uchdaunuch, as the true human beings of these lands. So my gratitude to the Moosehide family, my gratitude to each of you for being here in solidarity, what we call Natsamat, to work with one heart and one mind together in how we acknowledge and celebrate and walk with the women and children and the gender diverse family members that we have. So I raise my hands to each of you and thank you for this beautiful day. Heights Kasiem.
We're deeply honored to have all of you here with us today. Thank you for coming out to be seen and to take a stand against violence towards women and children. At this time, I would like to call forward BC Premier David Eby to say a few words.
much, Harlan. Hi, everybody. It's a great honor to join you here on the territory of Lekwungen-speaking people, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations. It's wonderful to see such an amazing turnout on such an important day for such an important issue. It's hard to think of something more important than the safety of women and children in our province. And I'd like to start by thanking Raven and Paul for their remarkable work in starting this campaign and growing it to where we are today. These little squares and the conversations that they've started across the province are inspirational and are part of the work that we're all called to do to stand up against violence in our province, in our communities, in our daily lives. I have a responsibility as Premier. Our government has a responsibility to make sure that the systems are in place for women and children who are facing violence to have the support that they need in those moments of crisis. But I also have a responsibility as a dad, as a member of a neighborhood, with friends, to speak out and to stand up, just like every British Columbian has a responsibility when we see that violence taking place, to ensure that everyone can be safe in our province. We can end violence against women and children. We can do it. It will take all of us together. And my commitment to you here today is that our government will continue to do the work that we're responsible for, and to ask all British Columbians to engage in those conversations, to do that work at home and in your communities to stop the violence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Premier Eby. I would now like to call upon Willie Pohl, the Moose Side Campaign's Director of Education.
I'm just a little shorter. Hi everyone. I first just want to thank all of the drummers and singers who led us here today. It was a really powerful moment that grounded me, and when I first heard the drumming, I was up the street and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm late. And I ran down, and when I got there, it was youth drumming, and it was the most powerful thing of the whole day for me, and it reaffirmed everything I want to share with you today. And so I want to give a special thank you to those youth who stood in their power today. That was really incredible for me. Thank you. So my name is Willie. I'm the Director of Education for the campaign. I'm a teacher, storyteller, author, activist, and a lifelong learner. For the past 10 years, I've had the opportunity to work in education and to be a guest in many territories on Turtle Island, and to meet many young people who've given me the love and strength to be able to be here today. And I just want to take a minute to remind you of the power of the next generation. I look out and I see so many young people standing here with signs, standing here in a day of action, and standing here demanding a better future in their power. I'm reminded that this movement at its core was youth-driven. Not only was it created to protect children in our lives, it was created in part by Raven Lacerte, who was only a teenager at the time. This movement is proof that young people are leading the change and that young people are loud in what they want, and we need to listen. This movement grew to reach 7 million people, and it shows that there is no limit to what young people can achieve. It also reminds us that you leave a legacy. I recently listened to Larissa Crawford speak about the choices that we have in our life and how we have the choice to either take action or inaction, and that choice decides the legacy that we leave. I couldn't stand up here and speak about the power of youth and not draw attention to the youth movements across Turtle Island and the globe. Youth are taking action and divesting from companies that do not support their morals. They're behind the scenes organizing, and they are at picket lines and encampments, and they are rooted in action to end violence not only here, but in the Congo, in Sudan, and in Palestine. It is the youth taking action around the world while Canada remains to sit in silence in its inaction and responds to their action with violence. I sit with grief for a history of injustice in this country for my own ancestors, and I remain in grief when I question what legacy Canada will leave for my future ancestors. If there's one thing I can say, it is that we don't inherit this earth from our ancestors, but we borrow it from our children. And I ask you all to think about what kind of country you want for your children, your grandchildren, and the future ancestors of this place. I know that I want one free of violence, and it is the young people of this country putting in the most effort to do that. It is the young people who know that we are not free of violence until we are all free of violence. Thank you. The campaign has worked to bring youth across the country resources and medicine and has carved out spaces within this movement for them to use their voice. We have worked with some incredibly powerful young people who have shared their knowledge and love to our movement. We have also worked with educators and parents who recognize the importance of giving our future ancestors resources to learn and spaces for them to take concrete action. Of the 500,000 people joining us around the country, over 300,000 of them are under 19. And that doesn't include the countless other young people watching and standing with us here today. The university students, the young leaders, and young change makers that stand with us. My heart is so full. If I can leave you with one last thing, it's that the goal of a generation is to support the next generation in becoming better, a little bit more equitable, a little bit more kinder, and a little bit smarter. That is growth. And we have done that, but that is a useless endeavor unless we stand behind and support the young people of this country in the future they want to see. I'm forever proud and grateful to all the youth who have joined our movement. You are all rooted in the power of your ancestors, and I can feel it to my core that you will change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Willie, for that wonderful speech. Amazing. Thank you so much. I would now like to call upon Raven and Paul Lissert, the co-founders of the Moosehead campaign.
Holy! Look at all you beautiful people. Hello. Woo! Thank you all so much for being here today. I'd like to start by sharing a few words in my own Indigenous language, which is Carrier from North Central BC. Hadi, Raven Lissert Sedney, Loretta Madam Slew, Paul Lissert Spa, Saigana, Lachshabu Injan Yinkak Dene Keo, Tabes Nachalia Injan Lakwangin Keo. My name is Raven Lissert, and I'm the co-founder of the Moosehead campaign. My mom is the late Loretta Madam, and my dad is Paul Lissert. And I just want to say that we're here on stage with 4 generations here. I've got my grandma and my daughter Chas up here with us as well, so 4 generations. I am a first-generation residential school survivor. My late mom, Loretta, attended the Lejac Residential School, which closed in 1984. I gratefully acknowledge that we are gathered today on the traditional territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, and I want to thank our amazing relative, Yehuelipton, for the beautiful welcome. My heart is full of love and hope today. There are over 450,000 people that have joined us today across Canada to take a stand against violence towards women and children. Over 450,000. When my dad and I first started this campaign in 2011, there were just 2 of us. And so I want to thank and acknowledge each and every one of you as a woman, as an Indigenous person, and as a mom. I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming here today to stand in solidarity for this important issue. At the very first Moosehead Campaign Day in 2011, there were about 20 people, mostly men, that marched to the BC legislature to stand up and take action. We have marched from Wawaditla, Mungo Martin Big House to the BC legislature every year since then. It has been very important for us to travel along this journey together. Young and old, Indigenous peoples and government officials, K-12 students and post-secondary students, men, women, and all those along the gender continuum. Look around today. This movement is growing, and we are getting stronger together. This is a time for change. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself and strengthen your mind. Thank you for standing up and saying enough is enough. And thank you for taking action today and every day to end violence against women and children in this country. Violence comes in many forms and can happen to anyone. Many of you here today may have been affected by violence, and the effects that it can have on an individual, a family, or a community can be devastating. Violence thrives in the shadows, and we are here to shine a light on it. We are here to say that violence is not okay, it is not love, and it is not a welcomed behavior. Over the past 13 years, we have distributed over 6 million squares of moose hides to Canadians that are taking a stand against violence towards women and children. We are working with an Indigenous impact measurement firm that has confirmed that each square starts on average of 5 conversations. So together we have started over 30 million conversations about the need to end violence against women and children and all those along the gender continuum. To date, over 2,500 different communities across Canada have participated in the Moosehead campaign, doing projects or events. When we first started this work, I knew that my dad was doing it to keep my sisters and I safe, and I got it. But it wasn't until I had my own 2 daughters, Cedar, who is here and almost 6 years old, pretty soon she's gonna turn 6, and Choth, who is here with us, she's 2 years old, just turned 2. And I understood it in a whole different way. And I will do absolutely anything to keep them safe and out of harm's way. But in order to keep them safe, in order to keep all women and children safe, we need to change our whole country. We need to change the trajectory of our society. We need to transform the attitudes in our society towards women, towards Indigenous women, and towards everyone along the gender continuum. We need a better future than the past that we've had, and to build a country where women and children are free from violence and treated with nothing but love and respect at all times. There are so many important efforts taking place here in Victoria and in communities across Canada to end violence against women and children, and the Moosehead campaign is one of the ways that you can contribute to that effort. I want to ask you to continue to be part of our movement. I want to ask you to keep wearing your Moosehead pins and to share them with your friends and your family and with your coworkers. I want to ask you to continue to talk about this issue and to develop grassroots efforts and strategies to break the cycles of violence. Our vision is for 1 million Canadians to fast together on the same day to end violence against women and children, and I want to invite you to be part of that vision. Our vision is to distribute 10 million squares of moose hides to Canadians from coast to coast to coast, and I want to invite you to be part of that vision. When we started, it was just me and my dad, and look at where we're at today. Imagine what we can all do, what you can do, if we all keep working together. I love you all. Thank you, every single one of you. Awetsa masicho, all my relations.
Raven. All right. Thank you, Raven and Paul, and thank you to everyone that is joining us for the walk today. Before we invite Yakwe Lipton up to lead us in friendship dance, we wanted to share a few lovely words from Senator Michelle Audette. I'm sad not to be able to be with you today. I want to congratulate you on the wonderful work you do every day to mobilize all of Canada. Your prevention work is essential to helping people understand and combat violence against women and children. So I say thank you from the bottom of my heart as a woman, as a mother, and as a grandmother. That was your message. But before we formally conclude this portion of the day, I would like to invite those watching virtually to join us at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for our live stream fast-breaking ceremony and an opportunity to hear from our 4 witnesses. If it is too late in your time zone, we encourage you to watch the recording of the ceremony at a later date. For those of you joining us in Victoria, workshops begin at 1:45 p.m. back at the Victoria Conference Center. A light lunch will be available for those not fasting on level 1. If you haven't signed up yet for a workshop, you're warmly welcome. Staff and volunteers will be available to support if you have any questions. At this time, I would like to invite Yakwe Lipton back up to the stage to lead us in a friendship dance. Oh, he's over there. Yakwe Lipton's over there. He's in the middle.
It's all ready to go. Check. Excuse me. Do your thing. Excuse me. Join in. Come on, guys. Join in. Thank you.
Everybody. Check. Everybody, please join hands and form concentric ring circles and follow the pattern of the folks that are in the middle. Grab the hand of the person beside you and really start to boogie. Let's get everybody dancing.
Yeah.
Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I am.
There's still some people not holding hands and boogieing, so come in. If you're not holding somebody's hand, go hold somebody's hand and boogie. Come on. And you can scream out and yelp too. Woot, 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 like that. Let's hear it, everybody. Woot!
Bradley said he didn't want it.
Woo! Even Doug Hall's dancing. Hey, nice to see you. Yay! Woo! More yelping, more yelping. Woo!
Oh, oh, here.
I was told to not to be too close.
Thank you so much, drummers. Thank you to everybody that's come and danced and sang with us. Just want to let you guys know that if you're walking back, the streets are active again, so use the sidewalks. If you're joining us for the workshops, they are happening at 1:45. Light lunch, you're welcome to come on down. So thank you guys again for everything and showing up. Thank you.